Hey guys, what's up? It's Frank here from Altcoin Buzz, coming to you from sunny Bali. I hope you guys had a great week and I hope you have an even greater weekend. So today we're discussing Filecoin. Filecoin is up a whopping 117.9%, currently trading at $66.95. And it's shot up all the way to rank 27. So right now, this is the FIL coin. Before this actually was trading, but it was trading in the form of IOUs. But of course, now that the mainnet has launched, they've launched these new tokens, and now you can trade the actual real FIL tokens. So we're going to go over very briefly what it is, some of the news relating to Filecoin, and the, of course, $200 million plus ICO, which led to this incredible valuation, currently a fully diluted valuation of $135 billion. We're going to go over some comments on Reddit, someone saying they waited 3.5 years to vest their ICO tokens. We'll talk about how these ICO tokens might affect the price moving forward. There's some conflicting information about that. And then we'll briefly go over the whole range of competitors. You might not be aware just how many competitors are on the decentralized storage market. And we'll also touch on the fact that so many of the centralized competitors are actually blocked in mainland China, providing a very interesting opportunity for these decentralized solutions to start dominating the market. If you enjoy this content and want to see more of it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification button, as it really helps to support the channel. Before I get started, I just want to let you know that I am not a financial advisor and that trading and investing presents financial risks. So starting off with what Filecoin is of course a form of decentralized storage. So as their website explains in a very elegant and simple way, current centralized file storage solutions demand that you use whichever storage solution they provide, which could be very far away from you. And of course, they dictate what the cost will be. And of course, your security, your privacy is at stake. Whereas with the decentralized version, you basically store your files on a whole range of servers of people who are storing data for you, but it's all in shards, in sort of small amounts of your data, small bits of your data spread across many of these users, so no one has full access to your data. So it's a really interesting, revolutionary concept. That being said, there are a whole range of competitors, one of whom, of course, have already a very successful mainnet launch, which happened a few months ago, and they already have hundreds of thousands of active users. So it will be interesting to see how Filecoin stacks up against them. Now here, according to CoinDesk.com, the Filecoin launch finally brings $200 million ICO to fruition. So there are a whole range of massive ICOs back in 2017, and this was one of the few which were in the hundreds of millions of dollars. It was actually the largest of its kind when it first came out. And here they make an important point about the token distribution. So basically, in terms of the distribution, there were 200 million tokens sold in the 2017 initial coin offering. However, currently only 14.8 million are in the circulating supply. The reason for this is that the rest of these 200 million will be released on a vesting schedule. As I understand, it's between 1 and 3 years. And even when it's released on a sort of monthly basis. That's my general understanding. So some people are saying that these early token holders will be dumping on the market, and to some extent that's true, to the extent that they actually have some of their tokens. But as you can see, the overwhelming majority of the tokens sold in the ICO are not currently circulating. But of course, they will be released onto the market in the coming months and years. So it certainly does put a damper on the price. Now, of course, dApps can use Filecoin. Of the announced projects, one example is Slate, a personal storage service that uses Filecoin and IPFS. And Textile is another, which has evolved into a set of developer tools for managing storage from where it started as a sort of decentralized Flickr. Now, in terms of the tokens from the ICO, I can tell you that there are a lot of very disappointed investors because they have had many delays before finally launching this mainnet. But one of the representatives I saw said that they wanted to do it right. And it's just kind of always a trade-off between the fact that you have to give a date for when things will be done, but then at the same time, you don't want to launch something which is only half-assed, right? In any case, according to Zero Hedge 101 here, he said, I waited 3.5 years to start vesting my ICO tokens now. And another user here, Benny Blanco, saying that we're not going to get our tokens until April 15th. or we get them now and we're not allowed to use them. So there certainly seems to be some confusion about exactly when these tokens will be released. Feel free to comment down below if you know the exact vesting schedule. I've read conflicting comments about some people saying they already received their tokens, other people saying that it will depend on which plan they have here. For example, the 3-year plan, you get 1/36th every month. On the 1-year plan, you get 1/12th every month. But here, Post A Bless seems to confirm this fact that you won't get them until April 15th. And in terms of the price that they got it for, well, as you can see here, the advisor sale, according to Cryptorca, was at $0.75. And the ICO, they got a price anywhere between $1 and $6. So just keep that in mind when you're considering buying Filecoin at basically, 100x the price that a lot of these early investors got in, and consider the fact that a lot of them are going to be wanting to cash out quite significantly. Now, although Filecoin has absolutely exploded in price and is currently in 26th place, it's interesting to note that this decentralized storage market is huge. So have a look at the whole range of competitors who are in the sort of top 100, 200 coins. StoreJ, also in the decentralized storage market, ranks 127th place. Filecoin ranks 85th place. BitTorrent ranks 63rd place. And all of these coins have market caps in the hundreds of millions of dollars, apart from StoreJ, which is at 66 million. And then, of course, there's another one, MadeSafe coin ranks 175th place. ZeroChain ZCN ranks 358th place. So basically, there is a lot of competition. And from what I read in an article yesterday in that video, which I showed you guys comparing BitTorrent to Filecoin, it does seem as though BitTorrent has a leg up in terms of the number of active monthly users. They have 300,000 active monthly users, which is huge considering they only launched their mainnet a few months ago. And it does seem to have a very friendly user interface. So it will be interesting to see how Filecoin stacks up to BitTorrent in the days, weeks, and months ahead. Now, Elio Trades mentioned in a video that these centralized solutions, of course, have a huge dominance over the market, and that's absolutely true. I mean, I personally believe that, in the long term, it's only natural that these decentralized solutions will overcome the weaknesses. They will get the network effect. It's just a matter of time because the technology is so much more advanced. But one of the weaknesses which can be noted about these centralized solutions is that in, the most populous country in the whole world, China, actually blocks loads of these centralized solutions. So Google, of course, offers web storage. They've actually blocked Amazon.co.jp, just the Japanese one, it seems. But of course, China have also blocked Dropbox. And it's actually really incredible if you just look at the websites they've blocked. Facebook, YouTube, Webtoon, Crunchyroll. I've actually never heard of those two, even though they're in the top 11 websites of the world, pretty much. Wikipedia, it's just so sad that they would block Wikipedia. But in any case, not to get political here, but the point is that a lot of these centralized solutions, which are very popular in the world, are not even available in China unless you're using VPN, of course. So it is possible that these decentralized solutions will be able to get a leg in the door in China. And of course, I know that Filecoin is very popular in China, maybe precisely for this reason. When I did a quick search for list of decentralized file storage cryptocurrencies, I came across this website, golden.com, which lists 37 results. So there's a whole range of projects and cryptocurrencies which are in this market. It just goes to show how important, how necessary, how valuable it is to solve this problem in a decentralized way. And I do think it's just a matter of time. But of course, figuring out which one will win is going to be a much harder thing to do. It would require, of course, a much more detailed analysis into what each of these projects do, how many users they have. Again, as I mentioned, BitTorrent currently has 300,000 active monthly users. They certainly seem to be ranking very highly, currently in 63rd place. I highly doubt that Filecoin will remain in 27th place or in the top 30 for very long. As we saw with Polkadot, as we saw with Uniswap, it's very common for these super hyped projects to pump like crazy and then dump thereafter very quickly. So I would strongly recommend against buying this. It's highly speculative. And if you just have a look at the chart here, you can see that, well, first of all, somehow the price went all the way up to, I have to zoom up to the chart here, all the way up to $430. And if you somehow were unlucky enough to buy there, maybe you did a market buy, you would have an 86% loss. And even if you were to have bought later on, when the price was about $78, you would have seen your value go down by 32% here. So just to give you guys an idea of the kind of losses that you can make if you do decide to FOMO into Filecoin. Again, I wouldn't recommend it. I'm certainly not FOMOing into it. Alright guys, so that's been it for this quick update about Filecoin. Be sure to follow us on all the socials like altcoinbuzz.io. We're also Altcoin Buzz IO on Twitter. And let me know which of these decentralized file storage solutions you've used. I'm actually very curious, very interested in starting to use it. I hope that it really is as user-friendly as advertised, and we'll see how that goes. Let me know what your experience has been providing storage in order to get these tokens, because remember, instead of buying Filecoin, you can just offer your storage and then you will get these Filecoins in return. Alright guys, so that's been it from me for today, and I'll see you in the next one.